With brilliant colors and amazing structures, Joana Vasconcelos is the first female artist to ever hold a solo exhibition at the Versailles Palace. With one of her art pieces exhibited here in Shanghai, we took a closer look at her unique contemporary art.
I'm Joana Vasconcelos, and I'm Portuguese. I have a studio in Lisbon, and I work all over the world.
She used stainless steel pans to create a pair of giant high heels. Her work has been very controversial. She shows the identity and spirit of women through her installations. She's the first female artist to have held a solo exhibition in the Palace of Versailles. This is artist Joana Vasconcelos.
Doing a show in Versailles and being the first woman and being the youngest one, and after, of course, big artists like Murakami and Jeff Koons, which I respect a lot. Was very complicated and very complex because I had to stand up and do the best that I could. And I think that's very different from other sculptures. They intend to impose their pieces to the spaces, either private or public. So in a way, I try to integrate the space and being part of it, like if I was there before.
If you were to find a few words to describe the work of Joana, the first things that would come to mind would probably be huge, unique, and unorthodox. Of her many installations, her piece Marilyn has drawn enormous attention. Featured at her exhibition in Versailles, it's a massive pair of high-heel shoes made of pans and saucepan lids. It's an homage to the achievements of women and a symbol of female empowerment.
Marilyn is a very special piece because it's a piece that I did inspired by the women of today. Women that have a very important job to make a connection between tradition, the family, the housewife, and at the same time the public figure. I wanted to represent that, and so I did this shoe which represents women, but it's a high heel, it's a stiletto. It's made out of pots and pans, so in a way it symbolizes the women in the house, the housewife, the mother, but at the same the cooking and all of that. At the same time you have these immense, beautiful stilettos, which is a public figure. I call them Marilyn because I have, right foot and left foot. So it's very funny because I have Cinderella, many shoes with different names. Why? Because all of those names, they represent a personal woman and a character and in very different stories.
Born in Paris, it was actually in Portugal that Joana found her fame. Her art is crossed between two cultures with a focus on inclusiveness. But she never steps far from controversy, and her piece called Bride, displayed all across Europe, has faced criticism from the Versailles exhibition curator.
The bride is the white dress, but it's a wedding dress done with tampons. It's done with 14,000 OB tampons, and it looks like a chandelier, okay? But then when you look at it, it's a beautiful chandelier, white chandelier. It glitters like if it was crystal, because I didn't took the plastic out of the tampons. It's really amazing though how people react to the piece, because when they look at it, they start laughing. Some of them go, "Oh my God!" So it's an incredible piece. Every culture reacts to it differently, and we had a lot of troubles with it in many places. It was a refused piece in Versailles. I was censored in Versailles, so it wasn't accepted. So it's always a piece that you can measure how we still need to talk about women issue freely, and how we can and we cannot in every culture.
But art has never been out to please everyone, and some of the best work in history has been rife with controversy. For the 2013 Venice Biennale, Joana took a ferry from Lisbon to Italy, creating what might be considered the first piece of tourism art. Joana has created her own unique style and has gained her the attention of both art and the commercial world. Her pieces at the Miss Dior exhibition in Shanghai last year was a good example of her breaking borders and finding new ground in both art and commercialism.
It's a concept which is closer to the word j'adore. Traditionally would be made of a ribbon. This one is made of fiberglass, and it's made with glass and also with LED lights. Our connection also as this well from the past, tradition, family, and also the future which belongs to women.
Her work is bold and exaggerated and certainly leaves an impression. It's as much fun as it is creative and is a welcome breath of fresh air in any gallery. Joana Vasconcelos commands attention, and with her massive installations we're seeing a sense of postmodernism, fashion and fun all combining in some very extraordinary ways.
J'aimerais que les gens regardent mon œil et disent « Oh, j'adore !»